Hi you guys, welcome back to another DIY. This is a tie-dye sweatshirt video. It's really simple. I actually really love how this turned out. So like I said earlier, you're gonna need a sweatshirt. Make sure that your sweatshirt is damp. You're gonna need some RIT stuff, some rubber bands, some hot water, some dish soap, and a squeeze bottle. So don't make the mistake like I did. I read the instructions and it said that the fabric needed to be clean, so I thought washing and drying, but that was wrong. So I also made the mistake of using boiling hot water and my hand was burning. So don't do that either, but I just sprayed about half of the bottle and then put a little bit of dish soap in it and then just stirred it around with a big spoon. Make sure that you have a large pitcher as well to do all of this in, because you kind of want to make sure that you're able to mix it all together and have like one consistent color, especially if you're going to do two pieces. So also have like a rag that you don't care about getting green, and then just kind of spot it and like see how that looked. I loved how that looked. I thought that was really good. In hindsight, I would probably use way more of the RIT than I did, because I used a lot of water and I didn't need all of this water. I probably needed about half of the water, to be honest. So if I would have used more of the RIT and half of the water, it would have been a lot more vibrant. And here I am just figuring out how I'm going to like do the tie-dye method. I'm not a big like, I don't know, I don't really care about like the fancy colors and the fancy like swirls and stuff like that. Like if you do, definitely do that, but I kind of don't. So I just kind of like balled it up into like random places and just kind of went from there. But you'll see once I open it back up, it really didn't. There was a lot of white left over. And I'm using hair ties because I didn't have rubber bands. So my rubber bands were actually too small for this. So, you know, we use what we have. Period, boo. So, and now that I'm done doing that, I'm gonna start to squeeze it. So I'm gonna place the water into the squeeze tube. I got this squeezy bottle from Amazon. I'm sure you can find them at like Walmart or Target or something like that in like the condiment section, because that's essentially what it is. But I just decided to order them off of Amazon since that's where I got the RIT, and I also got the sweatshirt from there. So I just pretty much got everything off of Amazon. But now I'm gonna start squeezing this water, and my hand was burning, you guys. Do not use hot water, but don't use boiling water. Like you could literally just turn your tap water onto hot and it would do its job. But you know me, it had to be extra. And check out my lime green nails. Like I was like monochromatic city over here. So yeah, I'm just squeezing it, and then I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and open it up. Most of it was saturated and it got on most of the parts, but I still was like, I want to see kind of like what's going on and where I'm at with this. And like I said, I'm not extremely particular about like a pattern, or I wasn't set on anything. I think all of that is really cool, but it just wasn't something that I was personally going for. So now that I opened it up, I was like, oh, okay. So there is a lot of that lime green, but there's also a lot of white on there. So I just refilled up the squeeze bottle and then just kind of went in and just started kind of like squirting it. And I really liked the way that it turned out when I squirted it, as opposed to when I was doing the tie-dye. Like I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a cool effect. And also this trash bag made no sense, honestly, because I was still getting this all over my floor, but I wasn't really worried about it because this is, I think, like laminate or something like that. So when I wiped it up, it didn't stain or anything. You'll also peep that I have no gloves on. So don't make that mistake either, especially if you're like, you know, working and stuff like that. I had the dye on probably for like a day, and then like I think maybe half the day. I didn't even notice it after a while. It was just a little bit on there, but yeah, so that is pretty much the sweatshirt. Like I'm just kind of, you know, going back and forth, hitting some of the spots that I felt like were a little white. But you know, this is a really fun activity, especially if you want to do this with like your kids or something like that. Just go to Walmart, buy them like white t-shirts or something like that, give them a color dye, maybe a few color dyes, and just let them like go at it and just have fun. I think this would be a really cool like you know, spring summer thing. It's really, really, really cool here in Illinois, so that's why I bought a sweatshirt as opposed to like a t-shirt or something like that. But you know, I love sweatshirts, so either way. But I had these biker shorts that I got from Forever 21. They're really, really small. They don't really fit me, but they look like underwear on me as opposed to like biker shorts. They're size large, and your girl is probably a 2X, to be honest. So I just figured I'd just tie-dye them and kind of make them go with what the sweatshirt was going with. So I just did more of this squirt method as opposed to the twisty method. And say hello to Nairobi. But also make sure that you wash these, let them sit for a while and then wash them, and then you can dry them as normal. Like I said, mine didn't really take as well. It was more of a muted kind of lighter thing, but in the end, I still love the way that it looked. I would do some things different, like I would use less water, more of the RIT, but in total and in all, I think that it turned out really nice. It's not as loud as it possibly could be, but it still gives some color. And this is in natural lighting, so this is how it looks in natural lighting. It's really, really pretty, really muted. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. I will catch you guys in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe. Mwah. Bye guys.